to the No Format podcast with me, Charlie, and my companion. I was trying to think of something else to say.
In more ways than one.
The Robin to my Batman, or the Batman to my Robin.
I like the Batman to your Robin.
I might need to redo that one.
But mainly because that's putting you in the derogatory in the sort of sidekick bit.
Yeah.
Really, I should be the Robin to your Batman since you're the host of this episode.
I don't know if it was an episode
of Scrubs.
Was it Scrubs?
When in his daydream, he imagines himself as Alfred to Kirk's Batman.
Yeah. He's like, how lose my self-esteem? Yeah, that was it. But yeah, so as you can probably guess, we're going to be talking about hot tubs again. So it's my pick this week. Even though it's no format, well, there is no format still, but there is probably a little bit of slight format.
There's slight formats in that you've got a rough idea of what you're doing for this episode. Yeah. I'm completely clueless. I don't know what you're doing. I've got a few ideas of notes I've made myself about Batman, but I don't know how you're going to play the episode, so I don't know whether I'm going to have a chance to do it.
Neither do I. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So I picked Batman because I love Batman. Batman's like the Dark Knight trilogy is probably. The Dark Knight is probably my greatest.
It resonates well with orphans who are insanely rich.
It's just like my life growing up.
Yeah.
It's like my life growing up. So, it's from my favourite films, and favourite actor in it was actually not Batman, was, Heath Ledger. I think it's brilliant. That's the best piece of acting I think I've ever seen, in anything.
But I've seen The Room.
You've seen the what?
The Room with Tommy Wiseau. You've clearly not seen this film.
Is it an oldie?
No, it's 2004, I believe, and it's the worst film ever made, but it's so good at the same time. We used to watch it as uni students and just get drunk to it. But anyway, we're not talking about The Room, we're talking about Batman. That was a joke for those who have seen The Room.
I'm actually going to watch this film now.
So good.
I love Batman, whether it's watching the films, playing the games. I've even actually got upstairs a big canvas. Actually, I should have brought it down to show you.
Yeah, because this is notably very visual medium, isn't it, podcasting?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I'd have to just do a description, but I've actually got a probably, maybe 3-4 foot long canvas picture of Batman.
Nice.
With a police officer, which I think is good. And it's the Dark Knight Batman, so that was my favourite Batman. But what is your... Let me think. Let me reword the question. Let me think of the question before I even say it.
Let's start from the beginning.
Who would you say is your favourite Batman the actor to have played a Batman?
Adam West.
Of all time?
Mm-hmm.
I do like Adam West.
I've got such a soft spot for the 1960s version of Batman. I've got comic books based on it. I remember going to the cinema when they did a reunion special. It used to be one of those things. I remember we watched the show. I can't remember what it's called. It's like, I want to say The Fall Guy, but it's not The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
But I remember ITV4 when I was a student. Airhawk, which is an amazing show about this helicopter.
You mean Airwolf?
Airwolf, not Airhawk. Airwolf. The most iconic theme tune ever.
Yeah.
Airwolf. And then, like I said, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it was about, how you got all these diagnosis murder type shows and Murder, She Wrote, in which it was normal people solving crime. This one was about a stunt guy solving crime.
Okay.
You just watched that. And then it was 1960s Batman.
Oh, okay.
And that was my day every day when my second year of uni.
Oh, okay. Did you used to watch the 1960s Batman?
Yeah, I loved it.
No, what did you used to watch it on?
ITV4.
Oh, was it ITV4?
Yeah.
See, I've only ever seen the 1960s Batman. I think it was the film. Did they do a film?
Yeah. So the film is one of my favourite films of all time. I love it.
That's the... if it's the one, I think it's the film where they're in the back copter.
Yeah.
And then he's like, pass me down the back shot repellent spray.
Yeah.
Is it that one?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. That's the one.
So I've got some quotes from that.
Oh, okay.
Just, listen to these riddles.
Yeah, okay.
This is almost word for word what they say.
Okay.
Listen to these riddles.
Yeah.
Tell me if you interpret them as I do.
Okay.
What has yellow skin and brights?
Yellow skin and brights. Don't have a clue.
A ballpoint banana. Right.
Fair enough.
People are always in a hurry?
I'm just going to say Russians because it's... Is that right?
Yeah, right.
Is it really? That was
right.
looking at.
So, what would that mean? Banana, Russian?
Russian bananas?
This is where they get to.
Okay.
A Russian will slip on a banana peel and break their neck. Precisely. The only possible meaning.
Who quoted that?
That's literally what they say.
Who? That was it. Batman.
Batman and Robin. That.
Okay.
Yeah, I just love it. They Sorry, I've been attacked by a fly.
I know. Around.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. There's a scene in which there's a classic circular bomb with a fuse on it, and he's running around trying to get rid of it, throw it somewhere, and if he goes throw it in one direction, there's a load of ducks, goes throw it in another direction, and there's some nuns. He just turns to the camera and goes, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. It's just, honestly, such a funny film.
I feel like I need to watch that film again.
It's absolutely hilarious. No, it is a great, and there's even slight things that every time that the camera comes onto the villains, it goes to a slight angle because they're crooked. There's really some clever moments in it as well.
That is right, if I realise. You know, I'm starting to picture it now. I'm actually starting to picture it. Because you had the Joker in it.
So in the movie, it was the Joker, Penguin, Riddler, and Catwoman as the villains.
Yeah. That's true.
But you've got all sorts of bizarre characters. Like there was King Tut, who was a archaeologist. I want to say archaeologist or a lecturer or someone. Who studied Egyptian artifacts, and he got hit on the head and thought he was the reincarnation of Tutankhamun.
Okay.
There was Egghead, who literally just had an egg-shaped head, who Nicolas Cage says that he wants to play in a future Batman film, which would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the villains were just bizarre, but it's such a great show.
Yeah.
I've got one more quote, I believe, for you for the riddles.
Okay.
Oh, no, scrap that. That was it.
So on.
Yeah, it was just that. But yeah, absolutely love the film, and it is just a great. I really recommend it.
Yeah, so I have to watch it again. I've not watched it in years, but then I've not watched any of the. I always forget that it was a series. It was a TV series like Adam West. Because I mean, to be honest, my thing of Adam West is from Family Guy, where he literally plays
Adam West.
Yeah. But he plays effectively the same character from the Batman films, doesn't he? Well, in a sense.
In the first, there's only 3 series of it, but they're about 60 episodes long.
Oh, okay.
But each one's a 2-parter.
Yeah.
I mean, it always ends with them ended up in the situation where they never seem to be able to get out of.
Okay.
And it's always like, join us next time on same bat time, same bat channel. That's always how it ends. But coincidentally, the first ever appearance of Joker in that TV series, he wears a mask to cover up his face during an opera scene, identical to the one that Heath Ledger wears in the Batman film,
really?
The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's a little fact. I didn't realise that. Because I know the Joker was Red Hood. Well, what I've read is it was Red Hood.
Red Hood,
The Red Hood gang, wasn't it? And then he had this tumble into the...
There's all sorts of things that happen. Because also Red Hood was Jason Todd, who was a Batman Robin.
Okay.
So there's all sorts of Red Hoods. But Batman lore, it tangles, intertwines, and
yeah, definitely.
Things are lore, some things aren't.
See, I think I've got a very good choice of your favourite Batman, but I think I have mine. Because like I say, Dark Knight is my favourite film, so it has to be the Christian Bale. Like I think he was.
Yeah, he was very good at that.
He was and I know different Batmans like Ben Affleck. Again, Ben Affleck, because I think he's done a good job, and even Robert Pattinson. But they're playing all very different Batmans, aren't they? Like
they that's the thing. People rip on it's quite common to rip on Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah,
but he's just from a different lore of Batman. Era.
Well, he's an older Batman. He's a Batman coming to the end of his career, and he's bruised, he's battered, he's kind of lost that kind of thing of what Batman. Well, instead of bringing people to justice, but he would never kill them. That was always his thing. But you sort of seen Ben Affleck's Batman. He's to the point where he's killing people in the films and things. But
and Robert Pattinson, you can tell he's brand new Batman. He literally takes punches. And gets injured.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but no, I think Christian Bale was mine. I think what I liked about the Dark Knight series of Batman films, it wasn't, I say realistic, Batman isn't realistic, but there was no fancy, maybe there was a bit of fancy technology, but you know what I mean, there was no poison eye, you know what I mean, the villains in it weren't superpowers and things like that. It's more of a, I suppose, more realistic, relatable Batman as you can get. I remember reading somewhere that I think for a person to basically become Batman, so to have the level of equipment and things that he has, it cost you $300 million.
I remember reading something along those lines. Yeah. But luckily, Batman's a billionaire, or Bruce Wayne's a billionaire.
Well, so that'd be nothing to him, would it? But I think that's included having your Batmobile, Batcave, some sort of supercomputer, employing an Alfred. But yeah, I mean, it's a shame that there's so many millionaires and billionaires in the world, and
Just don't become Batman.
Yeah.
Where is the Batman? Elon Musk, what are you doing?
Yeah, we were saying in the last podcast about space, and you were saying obviously that Elon Musk needs to investing this thing into Batman. He's probably a right age to become Batman.
Yeah.
Like, you could train.
He doesn't look physically fit enough.
No, but then you could pay for all that martial art and all that kind of thing. But I was doing my bit of research for this particular topic, and I sort of come up with a few facts about Batman. So my first one I found, which was very interesting, that Batmanology. Have you ever heard of that? So you can basically study it.
It's the microlight again.
The microlight, yeah.
Microlight.
What did we say it was?
It's called a powered parachute.
There we go. I've just opened that door as well. I should have kept it shut.
Right.
Batmanology is basically you can study it at the University of Victoria in Canada.
Nice.
But yeah, basically the curriculum on whether it's possible for the human body to achieve and tolerate what Batman manages to do. So, I suppose we'll sort of discussing about the 300 million. It'd take thinking about could a human being put up with that punishment of the body? And I mean, one thing I was thinking with Batman is, like, he has this like lavish playboy like lifestyle of Bruce Wayne. Like, that's his sort of alter ego, if you want.
That's what I like. Batman's not the alter ego in my opinion.
Yeah,
the alter ego is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he's faking that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But how does he like? You know what I mean? He's fighting crime at night, then he's up in the day. Like, he doesn't seem to sleep. But then that's part of the human body. Yeah, take that as well. And then how much do you reckon Bruce's net worth is?
Oh, it's in the billions.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, he owns a massive empire and a massive part of Gotham. I'm going to go with 6 billion.
6 billion. 3 off, no.
Oh, not far off then.
It says in 2015, Forbes set out to answer the fiction of the richest people, basically the richest characters in comic books and films. So, yeah, Bruce Wayne came 6th, being wealthier than Richie Rich at 7th, and
where did Tony Stark come?
But not as rich as Foster Kane. I don't know that. I don't know. I've just got them 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Foster Kane is.
No, I don't know who Foster Kane. And I thought Richie Rich was. I didn't realise he was a billionaire.
Oh, he's rich.
Well, yeah, that's true. He is.
All I know about Richie Rich is Macaulay Culkin.
See, I've never seen that film.
That's all I know about him.
Yeah, I've never seen that. In some ways, though, is it not similar to? Well, maybe it's not similar. I always get them too confused with Home Alone.
No, it's nothing like Home Alone.
No. I say that.
Although that dad has got to be earning quite a bit of money to be able to afford that holiday and live in that house.
I think. Have you read all the dark sort of things of Home Alone?
About how he's killed.
Yeah, and he's like he's a mafia boss and things. But that was interesting.
Yeah, what were the burglars called now?
Yeah.
They got names.
Yeah.
The Wet Bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming to collect the money or something.
Yeah, there's like a real dark side to it. But yeah, there's another subject, Home Alone. That would be a good podcast, actually. I feel like I could talk quite a bit about Home Alone.
Yeah, I enjoy Home Alone.
And then, another one which I really found very interesting, that Bruce Wayne has a higher IQ than Einstein. So, let me have a look. I wrote it down. So between 160, so Albert Einstein's IQ was said between 160 and 180, and Bruce Wayne's is 192. I mean, I know he's portrayed as intelligent, but I never thought...
You could make that up, couldn't you?
Well, yeah.
I've got a character that I've just created. It's Bill Fiskin. And he's got an IQ of 202. Even bigger than Batman's.
That is true. I wonder what Einstein would think about it. But I mean, he does do some. The technology and things. He's not stupid, is he?
No.
Like, he's not just. Oh, I've got a lot of money. I'm just going to buy all this fancy stuff. Like he does do a lot of. Like, I mean, how he beats Superman effectively. Like, he wires his sort of glove into Gotham in the comics and just knocks Superman out, kind of thing. And even in the Batman v Superman film, he effectively defeats Superman, and Superman's a god, like, if you were to, you know what I mean, superhuman, like, and he defeats him. So here's another fact for you: Ben Affleck has actually played Batman and Superman.
Where did he play Superman?
Well, it was called Hollywoodland.
Oh yes, he played Christopher Reeve, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he, like I say, he played Superman, but
it's still.
Yeah. I remember seeing like a little clip of. I've never seen that film, but I just saw the clip of him walking out Superman. I thought this is a deep fake if ever I've seen one. But yeah, he did play Superman. So,
Ben Affleck actually has a Batcave at home where he keeps loads of Batman memorabilia.
Oh, does he?
And the reason he played Daredevil is because he thought at that point that would be the closest he'd be able to get to play Batman.
Oh, really? I never knew that. I liked him. It's a shame that they've not done anything with, because they sort of started to kind of create this universe, a bit like Avengers and Marvel. Like they had you had the Superman films, then you had Batman v Superman, I think was the first one, then you had Dawn of Justice, then Justice League. Yeah, there was Dawn of Justice and then Justice League, wasn't there? Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice,
yes, that's right again.
And then Justice League, and then obviously the re-thinged one. But, I mean, I don't want to give too much away for people that have not seen the end of the new Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut, but the way they leave it is... Have you seen the Zack Snyder
cut? I have,
yeah. The way they leave it, it's like... To me, it was like watching Avengers before Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, it was opening it up to be like a big sort of thing. But
well, that's what Zack Snyder had planned. It was meant to be one more film.
Yeah.
But whether the studios will eventually do that. But the new Flash movie is meant to open up that sort of, be able to tell multiple stories featuring multiple Batmans because it's opening up the multiverse.
Because Michael Keaton's in this, isn't it?
Michael Keaton's in
Another good Batman.
Yeah.
He was a good Batman, but... Yeah, it's just, I don't know, well, okay, maybe... But Ben Affleck said he's not playing Batman again.
Yeah, but apparently he is in The Flash.
That's his last one.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'd be disappointed, but then is he going to, because he's this old Batman, is he going to kind of pan the mantle on?
Michael Keaton's going to be old Batman now, isn't
he? Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that. Is he still going to be Batman? Because obviously he's going to another universe. Is he going to be, I mean... Michael Keaton's probably in his 60s, I'd say now.
Yeah.
Is he going to be this 60-year-old Batman, or are they flashing back to when he was younger Batman?
No, he's definitely going to be an older Batman.
He is going to be
and he's also been cast in the new Batwoman film on HBO.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I've got no answers for you other than that. No. Speculations and rumours, but...
And do you think Robert Pattinson's Batman's going to feature?
No, I don't think he'll feature in anything.
I think that's completely separate.
I think it'll be just like the Joker sort of thing. That's completely separate.
So I was hoping that this Batman and the Joker were going to interlink, but I think with the time difference, because I think the Joker's clearly set in the 80s, I think.
It's quite a bit before, yeah.
Yeah, and I think this Batman's meant to be set in modern times. So, yeah, it wouldn't... I mean, the Joker would probably be 70s, maybe.
Well, we see young Bruce Wayne in the Joker.
Yeah.
Because we see we see Thomas Wayne as well.
Yeah. But Robert Pattinson, I mean, that was a 10-year-old Bruce Wayne, so I mean, even then Batman would be in his 40s.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't quite work. So I've prepared a little quiz for you, Mike.
Oh, have you?
On Batman, surprisingly. So it's 10 questions, 10 answers. One of the answers, I've just literally before we started the podcast, I've kind of realised that, I've corrected it now, but we'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay.
So first question. So we're talking about comics. So what year did Batman first appear?
1940s in Detective Comics. I'm going to go with 1942.
No.
Oh.
1939.
Oh.
You're only 3 out. I didn't realise it was that old. I was thinking that's like the wartime, isn't it?
I could have probably done the maths by the fact they're recently celebrating all sorts of anniversaries.
Oh, are they?
So the 90th anniversary would have been recently. This year.
Yeah?
No,
that would have been 2019.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't realise that. So Dick Grayson took the name of what?
Robin.
Yeah. I felt like they've not really, in the newer Batman films, I say the newer ones, from the Christian Bale ones onwards, Robin, there's never been really a Robin.
No, the last we saw was, I can't remember the actor's name. He was big for a bit, but haven't really been in anything else. But back in George Clooney and was he in Val Kilmer's?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the last we saw of Robin.
Was that the Robin when he was well, I know that this is the story of Robin, but when he's at the gymnast. Yeah. Which is, what Robin is. Robin is, yeah. But, they do in The Dark Knight, though. They have Robin.
Joseph Levitt-Gordon.
That's the one. And they sort of leave it,
ambiguously.
Yeah, and then she said, oh, that's your real name. Like,
I think we might be seeing the inclusion of Robin in the newer films, only because Catwoman says I'm off to Bloodhaven. Which is where Nightwing is from, who is what Robin becomes. Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing.
Okay, that'd be interesting. It'd be good to have a Robin. Right, so what was the first live-action Batman film and the year?
Or
what was it called, and what was the year?
There was definitely one before the 19. Wasn't there a Batman and Robin as the first Batman film?
No.
Was there not the one before that? I know they go in the 1940s, so there's definitely one before the 1966 Batman. I know that much.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh. But the answer I've got is the answer I've got is the 1966 one.
Well, continue asking questions.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's stop for a second.
I was going to say I'm a bit thingy with some of these questions that I've got for this quiz because I've actually realised another question's wrong that they've put. So, I say I've googled.
Or maybe that it was, and I'm getting confused. Maybe it wasn't like theatrical.
Yeah, but it's a live action film, Batman the movie, which was 1966. I'm assuming that's the one with Adam West.
Yes,
the one that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, maybe it's theatrical wise. So maybe I'm wrong. Okay. I'll admit I'm wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't be surprised because I already know it's one of the questions.
Okay. There was a 1943 serial. So a serial film, 15 chapters.
Okay.
So it wasn't a film, it was like a TV series. And then in 1949, there was Batman and Robin. Okay. Batman the movie was the first one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I stand corrected.
You stand corrected. You had me worried there. So, what is the name of the hospital prison featured in the Batman movies, comics?
Oh, Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. What is the name of the light which Commissioner Gordon uses to call Batman for help?
The Bat Signal.
Yeah. There was some when I was looking, I sort of picked these questions from a lot of different quizzes, and there was some it was either really, really easy or really difficult. I think obviously gone for the two easy ones. What is the only Batman? So this is the question that I've had to kind of slightly reword because, what you say. So it's not the only Batman, the two films, I believe. So what are the only two Batman films that don't mention Batman in the title of the film? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, so this question was, what is the only Batman movie that doesn't... And it was The Dark Knight, but then there was The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, maybe it was right. So did you know there's a Trivial Pursuit version out there?
Oh, okay.
That one of the questions is which one of these actors has never portrayed Batman?
Mm-hmm.
And the answers were George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, or Ben Affleck. At the time it was written, Ben Affleck had obviously never been Batman. But then, since that question has been written.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay.
I've probably got all sorts of random questions, aren't
I? Right, what colour is the Bat phone? I would have never got this.
Oh, this is from
I think this is
a TV series.
Yeah, red. Yeah, it's red. Yeah, I would have said black. I should assume. So, very, very easy one. What is the name of Bruce Wayne's butler?
Oh, Alfred.
And the last one, the Batmobile has a different name in the movie Dark Knight. What is it?
The Tumbler.
Yeah. Okay. Well, very well. So you did. What are you saying? 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I feel like I would have got the film one right. I was just being too smart for my own good, wasn't I?
No, I think. I mean, I thought I was wrong with that one, but I'm definitely. You know what? Since we've talked about it, I'm definitely going to rewatch that film. There's a lot of films on YouTube now. Maybe it's on there. I know I've seen clips of it on there.
I've got it on DVD.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to have to borrow it from you, Mike. I'm going to have to borrow it from you. I was going to touch. Have you ever played any Batman games?
So, like the Arkham series.
Yeah.
Yes, I have played. Pretty sure all of them.
So you've got there's the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then Arkham Knight.
And then there's Arkham VR. Arkham Origins as well.
Oh yeah, Arkham Origins, Arkham City Lockdown. I don't know if
that's a mobile game, I believe.
And then there's Origins Blackgate, which I assume is another mobile game. But yeah, what do you make of them?
I really enjoy them. I think they're really good.
Yeah,
very well done.
It's kind of like open world, isn't it?
Yeah. And Mark Hamill. So Mark Hamill plays the Joker in the games, but he's also plays the Joker in a lot of iterations. So for the animated films and stuff, he is the epitome of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
His laugh as well.
Yeah.
I think his laugh is the best laugh out of all the Jokers. I mean, like I say, Heath Ledger was hands down.
Cesar Romero is pretty awesome.
Is he the one from the original?
From the 1960s Batman.
One, yeah. You know, I've never seen a picture of it. I can picture exactly what it looks like as the Joker, but I could not
refused to shave off. Oh yeah. I don't know what he looks like actually.
No,
but he refused for the role to shave off his moustache.
Oh, okay.
So in every single appearance, he's got a moustache, which is just face painted over.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, that'd be interesting. But no, the Batman. I mean, the Batman games. I watched I watched a clip after I'd seen the newest Batman with Robert Pattinson, and it was basically somebody had replayed the Batman games as Robert Pattinson's Batman, and they'd kind of edited it and put the music in the background and things like from the fight scene that he does. And obviously, because it's got that kind of distinct music it has in it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, but the games are good. I'd love if they did brought out a new one. But I mean, the last one was like
they're actually kind of are.
Is that the Suicide Squad?
There's Suicide Squad, but there's also Arkham Knights, I think it might be called.
Oh, okay.
In which it's set after. I'm not going to spoil the games for people, but have you played all the games?
Yeah, I played the Arkham.
It ends pretty somber in the ending, and it takes place after that, and it features Nightwing, Robin, Batwoman, and someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay, that would be interesting. But yeah, no, they are good games. I do enjoy them. But yeah, I mean, well, I think we're nearly out of time.
We're pretty much out of time. We're getting near the end of the
thing,
half an hour that we're trying to set for these podcasts.
But I mean, I think like Batman for me, like The Dark Knight, my favourite scene in it is where he comes back. I think it's Dark Knight Rises, the third one, where he comes back and they sort of first see him like he's obviously been in exile and hated. I mean, that bit where he sort of comes straight out of the subway, and you sort of first see him. I think he's chasing Bane at the time.
See, I can't remember the latest film that much. I remember I really struggle with accents and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So I struggled with Bane's voice on it, which I know is a common complaint about it. But it wasn't that it was muffled or the sound was distorted. I just struggled with the voice, sometimes just trying to understand what he was saying.
I found that when Tom Hardy does the voice in Bane, he sounds like Alfred Solomon in Peaky Blinders.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen
I've not seen him in it.
He sounds because he plays like a Cockney sort of guy in that. I mean, I think he is Cockney in real life, but yeah, he sounds really like Bane, but like an unmuffled Bane.
How weird.
Yeah, it's quite a strange one, but yeah, I mean, they've had some good actors like that have been in the Batman films with him over the years as well. But no.
You know what? Sorry, just going back very quickly.
Yeah.
One of my favourite, I've rewatched the 1989 Batman recently with his name, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Starring Michelle Pfeiffer. I think it was 1960. Is that one? I think it was. Or it might have been Return. Might be Batman Returns. I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
So the one set afterwards.
Yeah.
I can't think who the villain for the first one. I think it might be the Joker on the first one.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Freeze.
That was Batman Forever. That's with George Clooney.
Yeah.
I can't think who Val Kilmer went up against. It would have been Riddler and Two-Face.
Yeah, Jim Carrey as Riddler.
Yeah, Jim Carrey as Riddler. Yeah. So Batman Returns, I don't know when that came out, in which the villains were Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Yeah.
Can you remember how Catwoman becomes Catwoman?
No.
It's a pretty,
I mean, from the Dark Knight, is she an orphan? Is she an orphan as well? No, you know what? I'm thinking of the TV series, the Gotham TV series. Okay. That. She's an orphan, but no.
Well, she's just a cat burglar. That's really how she gets her powers. Okay. She's not a powered person, is she?
No. She's like Batman. Like she doesn't have any. Yeah.
However, somehow in Batman Returns.
Yeah.
She gets pushed out of a window by a mob boss and falls down, like quite a long way as well.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a load of cats come along and start licking her.
Okay.
And then she wakes up. And then she's not really got powers. She's just suddenly like a cat person. And
like a crazy cat.
She then goes, because then she goes to her house and hundreds of cats start swarming her house while she's making a costume out of leather. And it's just like, what the actual hell am I watching?
I mean, there are some weird... right next to me, I've got a DC encyclopedia that I've sort of been looking through for some of the Batman. I mean, I've just gone through that and of all the different DC... There's some weird
so I've actually got a list of some weird villains.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, so we'll do this quickly before we finish.
Go on, yeah.
Lord Deathman.
Okay.
He's a Japanese crime lord with the uncanny ability to put himself into a trance that makes him appear dead.
Okay.
So the first time he did it against the fight against Batman.
Yeah.
Pretended to be dead. So then, before his trial sort of thing. Yeah. And because of that, they then buried him alive and he escaped his tomb.
Okay.
And then Batman caught up with him again. It's like, what the hell are you doing? How are you alive? We just buried you.
Yeah.
And then he goes to attack him, but then he tries it again. He pretends he goes into this dead-like trance.
Okay.
But Batman's like, no, you're faking it, and just beats the shit out of him anyway. Penny Plunderer.
Okay.
So his name, Penny Plunderer, because I can't say that, can I? Penny Plunderer.
Yeah. His
real name is Joe Coyne.
Okay.
He was a newspaper seller, and he was caught stealing pennies. So because of that, he now commits crimes which centre around pennies.
It's a very specific crime to be like, okay.
So in the comic issue which he appears, he leaves Batman and Robin in a death trap shaped like a giant penny, which is just 2 cents for every penny as a token of their worth. So he's just saying they're not worth anything.
Oh, okay.
Batman then turns the tables by using the coins to make a battery and signal for help. But have you ever seen images of the Batcave? It's like an animated series in which there's a giant penny.
No, I've not seen. I don't think I've even really watched any of the animated Batman.
Okay. Quite often there's a scene of a giant penny in his Batcave, and a lot of people assume that's to do with Two-Face. They retconned it to make it seem as though it was Two-Face, but it's actually from the Penny Plunderer.
Oh, okay.
And then the Eraser. He was a Lenny Fiasco.
Yeah.
Low-grade student during high schools, and he was friends with, or schoolmates with Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
He then dropped out of school and became a criminal known as the Eraser. Okay. And he used that name to remind himself of his failures during his school life. And he also provided a special service to the criminals of Gotham by eliminating all of the evidence that was there.
See, that is a good, I mean, maybe not a hero, or a villain, sorry.
Yeah.
But that is a very good person to have around if you're a criminal, like getting rid of evidence and bodies effectively.
Yeah.
Very good, very important.
But he's seen as a bit of a joke because he wears a giant eraser on his head.
Oh, okay, yeah. That probably lets him down a bit.
Exactly. I have got 2 more, but they're not Batman villains. It was going to be a quiz in case you didn't do one. I'm going to very quickly say him. Codpiece. He's a villain of the Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
And he was told he wasn't big enough in high school. And though the girl who said it meant his height, he thought she meant obviously his penis.
Oh, okay.
So due to an inferiority complex about the size of his penis, he then created a suit with a codpiece weapon system.
Do you reckon like they were just drunk or on drugs when they created some of these, like some random ones?
Well, this next one, Ice Cream. Yeah. He's an X-Men villain.
Okay.
And he basically could turn himself into a soft serve ice cream.
I don't see how useful.
Well, he used it to infiltrate into the Xavier's Manor place.
Okay, yeah.
And he actually kills a character of Noxio, but then Professor X, he changed the temperature in that danger room they have where they practice. Changed the temperature, so he basically froze so he couldn't change back. So he used his powers against him.
To be fair, if you ate him, would he then be able to kind of
explode out your body?
Yeah, as like a human again. Yeah, maybe actually. He's potentially quite a powerful villain, really.
What's funnier is he's not the only ice cream powered X-Men villain.
Oh, really?
There's another one called Soft Serve.
Okay.
And apparently they're not related in any shape or form. But Soft Serve has the power to poop ice cream.
Okay.
I'm going to read a quote.
Okay.
Bob Quinn, the creator of Soft Serve, said that it's because Soft Serve has very different plumbing than regular humans. He then decided, upon further consideration, that Quinn used a portal inside of her to the ice cream dimension, with pooping just being a colloquialism for the bizarre location of the portal.
Wow, okay.
So we haven't ended on Batman. But
I never thought we'd be ending on a villain that can poop. Was he a villain or is he a villain that could poop ice cream?
The final one was a she.
That could poop ice cream. Okay. I've learned something new today. That's what I'm going to take away from today is about a villain pooping ice cream. but yeah, so that was the Batman podcast. I hope our listeners enjoyed it. Are we doing the random thing for the next podcast, or
should we do a randomizer for next week?
Yeah, let's do a randomizer.
So we've got here on my phone.
Okay.
I need to learn how to screen record. Hold on, how do I do it?
You don't have an iPhone, do you? I won't even know.
Screen record. Start. Okay. So we'll post this on our Twitter and all that other stuff. But we're going to press the randomizer and see where it comes up with. And genuinely, we've got no idea what this is going to spring. There's all sorts of topics on here.
There's some very good topics.
Takeaways, what are you watching, the Oscars, Robin Hood, animated TV, spin-offs, Paul Rudd.
Is Batman on there?
Batman's
If we got it again.
Yeah, just leave it on. Right, so you ready? Spin a randomiser.
Yeah. Come on, Hot Tubs.
It's quite obnoxious, the sound, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Next week, I'm not sure how we're going to flesh this out. I'll be the host of it because obviously Charlie hosted this week. We're going to be talking about takeaways.
That's really weird because when I that was the one that I looked at and I was thinking, what would we talk about for takeaways? And then that's what it picked.
So I've got no idea what we're going to talk about.
I'm going to have some inspiration for next time we do it. I'm going to actually have a takeaway.
Yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll have a Chinese, an Indian, a KFC. Yeah. We'll have all of us in front of us and we'll eat it.
Yeah, that's okay.
And it can just be you listening to us eat.
Yeah. That sounds good. But yeah, so takeaways will be the next topic for next week. So thank you for listening and we shall see you next week. Goodbye.
Thanks. Bye, guys.